going on, everybody? This is Mark G with Canada365.com. And right now I have the pleasure of sitting here with two of the actors from the Second City Touring Company. We have John Sabine and then also Casey Whitaker. So first off, just thank you guys for taking a little time out to talk to me here before your show.
Thanks for having us. This is awesome.
Thank you. I guess first off, if you could just tell me a little bit about the show, Happily Ever Laughter, what the fans can expect, just a little bit about it in general.
So that's the name for the ongoing show. We have 3 touring companies at Second City, and all the shows are always very different each weekend, even for each company. We switch in a lot of different archive material, which are scenes from our stages for the past 54 years. So we're doing scenes from, the 60s up until stuff that's been on main stage in Chicago this year. And then there's also improv slots where we do some improv. And then, of course, some songs and some solo material and, the scene work from the archives.
Okay, cool. Now, with the show, I did read that you guys, like you said, you pull from your archives and a lot of the older stuff. And then also you pull things from the headlines, current events, what's going on in the news. So I have 3 headlines. Okay.
I need help.
3 headlines, and if you could just tell me, which one sticks out or has the most potential to, do some improv with. Or
awesome.
Okay.
Okay. Now the first one I saw the other day, Miley Cyrus in concert, drinking water out of a bottle, spitting it back out on the fans near the front, and then them seeming to, I guess, like it. And ask for more. So
that's so weird. We do that already to our fans.
My God, so many fans. No, that's gross.
Now I saw that one. Then another one that stuck out to me was Madonna. She put a selfie up on Instagram of an unshaven armpit. And the captions, "Long hair don't care."
And people went nuts.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, oh gosh. And I was like, well, good for her.
She's probably real busy.
And like she's like known for her arms. So like I almost think it was like a double whammy.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure about Madonna. Now, the last one I did read is actually a guy here in Ohio, and I know you're a fellow Ohioan, you might be able to appreciate this. He was hiking in a restricted area.
Okay.
Wanted to get this, I guess, cool picture of an ice formation. Fell 50 feet. Broke his back, broken legs, all of this stuff. And he gets interviewed and he says, as soon as I'm healed, I'm going right back out there. Right back up to the top,
That's awesome.
So out of those 3, which one has that potential to pull from you might want to do something on stage with?
I mean, that Miley Cyrus thing is so funny. Like just the act of like spitting water at people and then that's funny. Spit takes are funny. And then for them wanting more, it's like, all right, this is the world we've created. Like,
wow.
This woman can do anything.
Now, I know that it's improv is, off the cuff. You have to think on your toes. Is it a competitive environment?
It really isn't. And my dad always asked me this question because even in Chicago, when like you're learning, you're kind of in a sense in competition with your friends, like for jobs and stuff. But it's such a long process of learning. Like it is truly, you learn for 5 years, then maybe you might get a job somewhere. So it's like you can't really be a jerk.
Right.
You have to like play nicely with
It's
others.
a team sport too.
And so
you need each other to have a good show.
And if Casey and I are doing a scene, if she's having a great scene, I'm having a great scene. You know what I mean? Like it's like it is truly. It's not a zero-sum game. It's truly everyone is succeeding when we all succeed, and everyone fails when everyone's failing. So it's like that is and you'll be able to tell too. Like there's some people like every now and then you'll go to an improv show and it'll be like, ooh, and you can tell, and the guys
tension
the guy's being hilarious, but like it feels wrong. So it's competitive in the best sense that like we are all trying to like raise the bar on each other.
Right.
Like, but never at the expense of anyone else.
Gotcha. Now, I know, Casey, you have a stand-up background. What's one of the major differences between, stand-up to improv?
I think just kind of what John said, when I win on the stand-up set, I win by myself, and when I lose by myself, and there's no one to blame but myself because I wrote the jokes and I'm standing up there by myself. So yeah, it's sort of it's personal too. I think in improv, we can play characters or mirror each other or, create something organic together. But when you're doing stand-up, for me at least, it's a lot of, personal stories or, social satire that I've noticed that I turned into a one-liner. But it's very much my point of view only.
Right.
As opposed to trying to bring in all 6 of our point of views on the road and make magic that way too.
Do you prefer one over the other, or?
No, they're so different. They're so different. I can't really compare the two. And I love both of them. And it's just 2 different muscles, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now, John, for you, I always ask comedians and actors this question. Did you have an aha moment, or when did you know you were funny, or this is what you wanted to do?
When I was fired from every other job. No, I was always like pretty obnoxious as a kid. Like I was like voted like 8th grade and in high school senior year like most likely to be a comedian.
Wow.
But truly, my mom took me to. There was a musical of the movie Footloose. like it's terrible. It's a terrible musical. But she took me that when I was young, and I was just like, what is this thing? And that's when I knew I wanted to get into theater. And then I thought I was going to be an actor, and then I wasn't very good. And then I found out Second City existed, and I was like, oh, that's different. Like that's more my bag of chips.
Right.
Like so the aha moment, honestly, it was my mom taking me to that play. Like support the arts, take your kids to plays.
Yeah.
Because my mom always talks about, like, she's like, yeah, well, we got these last minute tickets. They're like, there was like a change from that day on.
Wow.
Like you got in all these classes afterwards, like, and so that's when it was. So it's probably around 4th or 5th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys, being at Second City, and of course, I'm a huge fan of improv, of Second City. The reputation and the name, it precedes itself. You're known all over the world. Can you just speak a little bit about the tradition of it all, what it means to be a part of that rich tradition?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a dream. It's a dream come true, and it's an honor to play and give life to those scenes that we've grown up admiring, and the people that have come before us are such an inspiration. All of that, it's totally just an honor, and you just hope that you can continue the tradition and do the work justice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
What about you, John?
Yeah, she said it beautifully. It is kind of very much like going to church in a weird way. Like if you believe in this world and if you hold it sacred, which we do, when you get to all of our friends are now on. We watch them on stage, and we're like, there's a reverence. There's a weird and it's very much like you the work is elevated, and it makes you go like, oh, I'm gonna be better, And so there very much is a healthy respect,
Right.
For it. Nothing's too sacred, but you got to have some things have to be sacred in life.
Yeah.
And this is one of them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, the names from John Candy, Mike Myers, Steve Carell, Tina Fey, I could go on and on and on. Seriously, but do you feel that there is an added pressure to maybe, I guess, live up to a certain standard, or is it just, this is your craft and you approach it that way?
I think that they having such famous people and geniuses before us gives us so much equity with the audience. When we're not doing this, on Tuesday and Wednesday I'll be doing a show in Chicago in front of 6 people. You know what I mean? And I will be terrible. And there'll be no people. There won't be this many people here. There won't be I can't say, hey, these geniuses did this show. So it is a very much a comfort and
Built-in trust.
Built-in trust, and also it's oh yeah, we can be better. Look at all these great people who came before us. Let's be better.
Yeah, and I feel like at Second City they facilitate. They want all of us to be ourselves and be individuals, and take on the archive material, but also make it our own. And I'm now in this company one of the veterans, and I've had the pleasure of coming in and finding my way, and then when we lose someone to a stage or to some show or whatever, seeing someone new come in and blow it up in a way that you were so used to that one person doing it that way, and then someone comes in and they're just as phenomenal, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And it's so magical, and it's such an honor to grow and learn from each other, but also, just to stand there. Sometimes I forget that I'm in the show, and I feel like I'm that audience member again.
I was like, come on, Casey, come back with us.
And
Right.
like the lights will go out on a joke or like an improv scene, and I'm in like the black, and I'm clapping, and I'm like, wait, I have to move to the next scene.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I forget. But it's just so much fun and such a joy to, be on stage and watch these geniuses work.
Right.
Whether it's different or similar to someone who has been before us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm always fascinated, or I've always been fascinated with the link between Second City and, of course, SNL.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that, went on from Second City to have great success there. When you go into Second City, is it something where you say, this is a goal or an aspiration? Is this a point that I want to get to? Or is it just you're there and you work it and it takes you wherever
I think both are true depending upon the person. I think some people, their dream is to be on SNL, and that's like the only job for them, and it's like great, like that's awesome. But I think I can only speak for myself. Just Second City is the goal, to work, and then like whatever happens from there is icing on the cake.
Right. I feel the same way.
But there are some people who are very and again, that's a specific job, and it's different than this.
Yeah.
Working on television is way different than filling a theater.
Yeah.
But it's very much so, and it's such a connection because SNL comes to Second City to watch. Like that's how
That's how
very
they
rarely
do
does like a
Yeah.
show come to the place and you audition
you wanna
in
be
your
on.
house. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to go anywhere to audition. Like
Yeah.
you came to my house to audition. Okay, sure, I guess I'll do my show.
Right.
So that's why it's like super rare
Yeah.
and cool. That's why.
Yeah.
But I'll let you guys go. I know you got a show to get
Thanks
ready
for having us. My word.
Yeah.
This was so fun.
Thank you for allowing me to come here and talk to you guys.
Are you seeing the
But
show?
I wish.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
We'll get you tickets.
we'll talk again.
You'll
We'll
talk.
talk.
Okay.
But if you guys could just both tell me a little bit about what you have coming up, or projects, things for people to look out for, and where they can find you.
Absolutely. Casey Whitaker.
Yeah. Our tour schedule is at secondcity.com. So we're traveling all over the country. And then, I do stand up at Zany Chicago every month. And I think if you YouTube me, you can find old sets.
I did. I saw some.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, touring around with this lovely lady right here. And then in Chicago, performing just in theaters in Chicago. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, thank you again, as I said, for sitting down for me. And again, this is Mark G, Canada 365. This is John Sabine, Casey Whitaker, and we're signing off from the Lincoln Theater.
That's it.